happens to a chunk of food if it sits there 4 or 5 days instead of passing? The water gets absorbed out of it and it turns into a brick, and then we have problems. So when we run into seasonal issues where they don't want to drink enough water, or let's say they're not given food that they really like, and horses have to eat to drink, you don't run around drinking water all day without having a snack. You will drink more soda pop if you have the popcorn at the movie theater, right? So the reality is if the horse is eating good, he drinks a lot. If he's not eating a lot, if you don't have food there all the time, he won't drink as much. And then if we have hot weather and they're perspiring a lot, sweating a lot, a horse can sweat up to 5 gallons a day and not be ridden at all on a 110-degree day. So he needs 5 gallons just for that, and he needs another 10 gallons for his body. So in the summertime, 15 gallons is pretty much a minimum for a 1,000-pound horse. If you walk out there and your horse is drinking and peeing a lot, and he's sucking down 20 gallons a day, the chance of that horse colicking, if you're doing dental work and worming, is pretty nil. You got a horse that's a 5-gallon-a-day horse, and it's summertime, you had better get some salt in the diet, grain, pellets, grab some loose salt, throw it in the feed, something to make him thirsty. You can buy electrolytes, but you can do it a lot cheaper with just a bag of salt.
What about like a salt lick?
If they use them, great. We put a white one and a red one in our pens because some horses like one, not the other. So if you've got a horse that doesn't like one, try a different one. If they don't like that, buy the bag of white salt at the feed store and throw it in there 2 or 3 times a week in your bran, your grain, whatever. In the state of California, it's required by law that you put 2% salt in all of your mixed feeds and pellets. So if you feed any pellets or grain, you automatically have a horse that will drink more water because you're getting more salt in the diet, but still have salt blocks there.
What happens if you're not going by it, or if you don't?
If you don't feed grains or pellets, you just feed hay, you better have a horse that likes a salt block, and if not, you buy the bag of loose salt and you put it in some bran or some kind of a mix twice a week. If they don't get any salt, you're going to have a vet bill. There's 2 reasons you're going to have a vet bill. Number 1, they're not going to drink as much water, and number 2, what's that white stuff on their body in the summertime? Salt. So they're losing salt. If you don't replace it, and they're depleting the salt, and there's not all the nice mixtures of salt in your feed, then you're going to have some issues with salt deprivation in the body. And the first thing that does is cause the muscles of the body to tie up. So you'll have tied up horses when you ride them. You'll have intestinal muscles. There's muscles around the entire intestinal tract that will slow down, and then you'll colic because we're not moving the food. It's not going through in 3 days. It's going through in 4 or 5. So you have got to replace the things that they get rid of every day. Water, salt, and then nutrition.
What's the most common case here for horses?
I do legs. So 90% of my stuff is legs.
Can you show us something with the laminitis, some of their legs?
Yeah, actually we had a really good case this morning. So you guys go in that brown door and take a left at the first entryway.